fucking mic is...
You can't swear. We're filming this.
I'm sorry.
It's going to go on YouTube, so just keep her down.
But I like the enthusiasm.
Yeah, he's got great enthusiasm. Not a lack of it.
Shall we send it up? So, this is your field right here, right?
Yes, that's our field, yep. And the driveway to it is like, see that driveway going in there? Yep. It's up and that way.
Okay.
Yep. Is there a deer in there?
There's one right there. Get a little bit closer.
You're already seeing them?
Oh yeah. You can see them from here.
There's deer on the field? That's crazy.
All down by the beehive.
So I'm gonna leave those deer in the field. There's 2 deer out there right now. And one thing that Arron wants to know is when he's driving into his property, is he actually bumping more deer out of the field than he thinks, or are they just actually letting them drive right past? I mean, this is the only access to your property, right?
Only access in the morning, so that's the big thing, is like how many are we bumping off when we're going hunting in the morning.
Okay, your cabin's back there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 deer out there right now. They're on the far side of the field. Oh, there's 3 deer. Another one right there. Yeah, these are all, you can see this is, all these red spots right here is where they were digging last night.
Yeah.
That's all just warm air escaping the ground from moving the snow around. Okay, so there's 4 deer, 3 deer right now. Make sure there's no other deer. I'll make sure that, let me see if this is a deer.
It's amazing to see all the trails in the snow. That's really sweet, and I think that's beneficial.
When you look at this, you can see exactly where they're coming into the field from.
Yeah. And that's a high spot. So down here is a low spot, like a really low spot.
They probably feel comfortable up on that ridge up there.
Yeah, they can see once they step out in the field, yeah.
But it's a high ridge. Up
Okay, so there's a couple deer.
Yep.
Right there.
So those ones will be nice to know because I'll have to drive right by those.
Perfect. So I'm gonna bring the drone to the entrance. I'll record this.
Yep.
You drive in, and I'll watch the deer and see how they react to your truck driving past them, especially the deer on this side, because you're gonna have to, like you said, you're gonna have to drive right past them, aren't you?
Yeah. I'll drive all the way back to the cabin like usual. And my whole thing was, this is gonna tell me whether I need to get possibly an e-bike and park here at the road and take an e-bike back. I think that could be a game changer as far as just...
They can see your driveway, though. Like, they see you coming in,
They'll see my headlights, everything, yeah.
Okay, so right now, Arron and his dad are driving to their property. Again, this is the only only entrance that they have to the property. So he wants to know, first thing off, is when he drives in, how many deer is he scaring? He's calling now. Hey, Arron. All right, I see you. I'm not seeing the deer in this front section. I just caught a glimpse of them in the pines there where he said there's all thermal cover. They definitely went back in. Yeah, so those deer actually slipped back into the thick cover as Arron drove past. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick buzz of the field again and see if the deer are still in there now that you drove through it.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll meet you up at the cabin. From the looks of it, a few deer definitely took off. There was 4 deer out in the field when we started before he drove through. And I'm doing a quick scan of the field now, and pretty sure every deer went back into the timber. This is right after season here in Michigan, so they've been pressured a lot. Are they only running because the hard Michigan gun season, or are they really that spooky with Arron driving through his field to go hunt in the morning? But we're gonna go meet up with Arron. He's up at his cabin right now. We're gonna drive over there, and then we're gonna start flying his entire property. So got a lot more to do yet this morning. Oh, you got the J running there?
Oh yeah. All the bucks that you see have been shot up here over since the early 80s.
Well, now that you know, every time they drive in late season, the deer are gone. They boogered right away.
Oh really?
Yeah.
When I drove in?
They were gone probably before all 4 tires hit the field.
So the darn, like you said, the tracks are all over, so you can see where they're coming in.
Yep.
You know, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm really curious to just have you guys back, but right before season, because in the summer there'll be 100 deer in this field every night.
Oh wow.
So I'm really curious to have you guys come back, fly it. We'll do the same test,
yeah.
and see
if it's unpressured deer versus pressured deer, and
Yeah.
see if they're.
I'd be interested also to see the second layer of deer. You know, you got deer out here, but is there deer back in the timber that still haven't made it the bucks, i.e. the bucks possibly in the morning, that might be later to the game? I'd be interested to see how it affects them. You know, are they going to the next county? Are they going, you know, something like that?
Even now that season's done and the deer have had, you know, a couple weeks to like calm back down, are you surprised that they took off out of your field?
No, I'm really not. No, I was hoping they would stay, but because there was always that thought, like, do they run, you know, kind of thing. But even let's say, you know, during bow season or something, and we'll have a card night up here or something like that. Whoever comes up, they'll pull in here and they'll be like, oh, we just saw 100 deer in the field, and they're just tails are going everywhere, you know. So that doesn't help either, because we use the cabin a lot, and I've said it on my podcast before. I love the cabin, but it is in the worst spot for hunting. Like, it's a great spot for a cabin, worst spot for hunting. Like, it needs to be. This is literally in the middle of the section, but we built this 22 years ago when it was like
It's in the worst spot, but this is the best spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Say we throw a new battery in and do the rest of your property.
Cool. Sounds good.
Self-checking.
Oh, sure.
There it is. Dad life.
All right, now after the field test, chatted with Aaron a little bit inside. Just looked at the field again, got the drone back up in the air. Deer still not in his field, so now we're actually going to sit in a warm truck and be able to look over the entire property and see what the deer do on his property. Okay, so start this end of the property.
Where's the field?
Right in the
Oh, sorry, you're
corner.
in the corner.
Right here, yeah.
So can you bring that map up real quick? So that's all cedar swamp. I think there's gonna be deer in there. Yeah, so we got a trail that comes down off of that little down through there.
So that must be what I'm right here.
Yep.
This one right here.
Yep.
Okay. So you want me to follow this trail
I would go straight like north that way. You're gonna get into more like.
straight this way?
Yep. This is our clear cut down there that was just cut. That's behind his blind. He's right on the edge of the east of the lake right now, right on that cedar swamp.
Can you see down in there?
He's looking
Yeah,
down
if
it
you
right
look
now.
straight down on it, yeah, you can catch. Spots.
This is where I think holds a lot of deer. Maybe not right now, but this is all thermal cover. This is hemlock swamp that's thick. Like if there's one spot for a bear to live around here, he's gonna live in there.
Trying to find a deer, like maybe. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Running.
Squirrels.
They're just running.
Squirrels.
They're not squirrels, are
Those
they?
are squirrels. 100%.
There's a lot of squirrels down
What?
Uh,
Those things are huge.
yeah,
I was always going to have a
those are squirrels
squirrel
running.
hunt.
They're
Wow,
squirrels.
look at them all. Just running. That's amazing that it picks up on the squirrels. Man, they're moving fast.
Yeah, they're chasing each other. Morning exercise.
They're rutting. So that's the lake. My dad's blind is right over in this stuff, right there. That's his rifle blind. We're up here right now. And you see all that clear cut, that black, that's all cut. Recent cut. Well, that's now that we have all this clear cut, now it's to the point where we can go in and take a mulcher and just start clearing out areas and start making more food plots.
Look, I'm really surprised there's not one like just cruising through the clear cut. Do they normally in the fall? Will they cruise through?
This year was right behind the cabin right here, like very good rut activity.
I thought for sure
With
you'd
shooter
catch one
bucks.
just browsing through here.
That's what I would think.
Might have a little gaggle of does.
That's the one
walking
doe
down your
group.
path.
One doe group I told you. This is a food plot here.
Oh, maybe they're just leaving the food plot.
rotten.
You think so?
Yeah. So that's a
right
food
by
plot.
who's deer blind?
That's my cousin Kevin's. It used to be mine. And then I gave up my spot.
I built that, yeah.
They're bedding, aren't they? Nope, they're not.
They're up.
So everything to the right over here is a low area that's wet that deer like to hang out around. That's neat.
So where do you think they're going on your? Where do you think they're gonna bed?
Swamp. They're going towards
Think
the.
they're
They're going
heading that
towards
lake?
the north or the west side of the lake. Yep.
Yep. So I just buzzed that lake a little bit too early potentially. Oh yeah, they're basically at the lake already.
Yep. It's hard to.
There you are.
Big buck.
There was a buck on M20 going into Remus yesterday morning.
So this was
Dead.
2 days
Had
ago.
Head horns on it, yeah.
This is not him.
Not him. Big buck.
Sure.
Survivor.
You might have been spot on with just the 4 deer on your property. Oop. And we got one more deer. Look at that, Aaron. We got one more deer than you thought. Let's see what it is. What do you think it is? Maybe it's there.
No.
You're all right by the hunting blind.
Oh, what blind is that?
Michael's?
I mean,
It does
it's
look
within
like Michael's.
bow range of the blind.
It does look like Michael's blind. That is Michael's blind. She is literally bedded 10 feet from Michael's blind. So that's right up here, right up on this hill. My whole thing is just like they're on a hill there. That's the top of a hill, but they're bedded around nothing.
In the wide open.
They're in the wide open.
Wide open.
I mean the wide open in the timber. Like there's no cover, no nothing.
Oh.
No pressure too.
Right. I just want to know why.
2 doe.
Now it is
Not where
kind
you're
of it is
expecting
kind of
there.
a south facer though.
Say not where you were expecting the deer at all, was it?
No, it really isn't.
Which way does this hill go? Kind of north and south?
Yeah, so let me think. So it kind of wraps around like this. So they're facing like down here towards the cabin, and obviously the sun's coming this way. It's kind of a southeast facer.
So now if you had to ask, do you think if you asked all the other members that hunt this property, do you think they would think that there's more deer on the property right now?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I would think so.
I'll even pose it in a text message right now to
You should
them.
ask them how many do they. Everybody, you should ask everybody how many they think first.
Was it 4, 5, 6? So we've had 12
That were on your property.
that were on the property, but I think there's only 6 that are actually living on it.
Yes.
I would say. Okay, so this is what I got. So we've flown basically the whole property, and there's 6 does on the property right now. So I posed the question in our group chat to everybody on the camp, and I'm starting to get replies. So I asked them, how many deer do you think our property is holding right now? 2 have responded so far. The first one is 20, and the other one is 26. So I'm gonna be that's what that and Lee and
Bad news here soon.
well, Lee and I were just talking about it, how I think personally people have an investment in this property and they want there to be more deer, but in reality there really probably isn't holding, more deer than what you think. You got to be realistic with yourself. And yes, I want there to be 50 deer on this property, but realistically, I think even in the fall months, it might only get up to 12, 15. Really, that's where I think it's at.
And I think it's going to be valuable. People that are flying their property twice a year and be able to see, okay, in the winter we're holding this, in the fall it might be less or it might be more. Like that's just really good information to know about your property, whether you're holding deer late season, early season, you're just feeding the deer, or maybe the deer just running on your property. If you're going to do any land improvement, this is the best way to start that.